Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it is time for my client Robert's vlog, and we've taken him back to Conjugate, and it's because he's going to be training on his own, and he knows that running the other system will eventually lead to overuse. Even though he has to train at a couple different gyms, he has specialty bars, he has bands, he has chains at home, and he is fully capable of running this system successfully. Because he has in the past. We got him very strong doing it. And he's at a point, too, to where he is closing in on the end of his cut. And the things I did tell him, he had bulked for 2 years straight, so he was used to just always making some progress, getting up to a 5-plate deadlift, getting a squat past 4 plates, all these things, by bulking for 2 years. But he ultimately learned that once you start cutting, it's not fun. Strength goes down. Now, keep in mind, I didn't manage his nutrition for the cut. Again, he was largely on his own on it. We just discussed calorie deficit and rates of weight loss because I actually don't do that much nutrition coaching. I may do more of it in the future for people, but I largely focus on strength, and we bring the nutrition in as necessary or if my clients have questions for that, but I don't do meal plans and write macros and stuff. I give general advice, especially for weight class athletes, people trying to make weight classes, all of that, we get a little more involved. But for most of my people, I simply don't. Either they can learn to eat healthy or eat in a deficit or a surplus, or they can't, and if people can't learn those things, there's not much else you can do. But you guys got a good idea of what he does for supplemental work. We did some incline benching, some flat dumbbell benching, pull-ups, and he does some other stuff in there, some band work and things, but he didn't film all of that. Now, for deadlifting, we built up to a training max, and of course he used straps. I try to get more of my guys not to, but a lot of them, they just won't drop the straps. So what do you do? But he's made great progress. He pulled less than we would have wanted, but he's just like, I'm so exhausted. He's gone through a little bit of an illness, which again comes over to being on a cut. He lives in a pretty cold country. He's been on a bit of a cut for a while, and of course he does have some GI tract issues, so he did get quite a few colds while doing all of this. It happens. But after the deadlifts, we did some good mornings. And then he's doing dumbbell split squats, right? Dumbbell split squats. Really, I guess we'd call them dumbbell Bulgarian split squats because he's, got a bench there to use. And I'm giving him a lot of leeway because these are templates. He's about to drop out as a client, by the way. We're only going to have this vlog, maybe one more. And it's simply a financial cost. He's been with me for a couple of years, and it gets pretty expensive. Over the years. You guys know what I charge. So he spent a considerable amount of money, made a lot of progress, but again, it's a financial issue for him. Plus, with the way economy is going around the world, is what it is. Plus, he's in school right now. So he's a full-time student. Money is more limited, and that's okay. So I'm going to wish him the best of luck, and I hope all of you do too, because that's it. He's only got another week or so on Team Blaha, and then we're done. All right, so on his max effort lower day, we mostly focused on good morning single leg exercises. I had him do some pull-throughs and stuff, but again, didn't get those on camera, but just to give you an idea of what he does. And we don't keep his volume super high because he can't handle them, particularly when cutting. He's never had a crazy high work capacity. And again, it has to do with just food absorption issues and stuff that he's run into. That's why he was such a skinny hard gainer. All right, so for speed bench, he went ahead and utilized his safety squat bar for these. So we did them against bands. And we do for him 9 triples, right? 9 triples, pauses on them, then drives with band tension. And again, he can rotate those around as needed. Afterwards, he did incline with the football bar, which works well for our knees because, again, he can only bench close grip. His shoulders are so banged up, even from being a skinnier guy when we started, that we've never been able to get his shoulders, absolutely perfect without inflammation. So he chooses to only bench close grip because it's the only way he can do it, pain-free. So accordingly, things like upper chest, front delts, they become bigger priorities, particularly triceps also. So again, I'm trying to always get him to do lots of band work for his triceps, but he gets inflamed from that sometimes. And again, this is stuff we've discussed through the vlog. Robert has had, again, due to some absorption issues in his GI tract, he's always seems to have inflammation issues, and it's largely due to nutrient absorption. So we've always had to deload him often. We always have to work around these things, and it still allowed us to put a lot of size and strength on him. But after the incline benching, he does pull-ups, and again, he does some band work and stuff around that, and we make it work. All right, for speed, dynamic lowered last day of the week. He chooses to use his safety bar for speed boxes against band tension, and on this we run 8 doubles for him. Usually run 8 doubles. His speed pulls, I think, are usually 6 doubles or 10 singles. Again, give him some wiggle room there. But yeah, the box squats, you can see that he's built a lot of speed. He's got a lot of speed strength. He's also getting leaner again. He's been trimming off a little bit of the fat he gained, because we did put 50 pounds on him. And so there's going to be some body fat gain, particularly in the later phases. But that fat is mostly come off that he's gained. And so now that we're done with a lot of that he's been cutting, it looks like he's gained a good solid 35 pounds of muscle or so in the 2 years that I've had him. So for the speed pulls, he did conventional against chains. And then we do good mornings, and he's got a couple different specialty bars he can do those with. So again, he can rotate through this stuff. I'll let him do that. And of course, because again, I'm leaving him templates he can adjust off of once he's no longer being coached, trying to give him stuff to work with, and so that he just can kind of pick up bars and whatever he wants to do in those slots, so that he'll be able to continue to use for months after he's on his own again. So we do good mornings, and then he does like reverse lunges with the safety bar. So I always want him doing single leg exercises, since he doesn't have access to other equipment to do legs. We do single leg exercises to make sure we're working the quads and the adductors, right? And we can rotate through this stuff. We can do different split squats. We can do lunges, whatever we need to do. He's got different bars. He has access to dumbbells, so we can rotate it up. We can change it around. But for him, because of the equipment he has, single leg movements are going to tend to be staples for him. We're going to use a lot of that. And the same thing, we like band pull-throughs. He doesn't have access to a reverse hyper. And what I often do for lifters who don't have a reverse hyper, we'll tend to do a lot of either really high rep band good mornings, or we'll do pull-throughs. And so in his case, he's doing band pull-throughs, which again we can get some of the benefits of the reverse hyper, not all the traction and other stuff, but as far as the muscles that it works, building work capacity through the posterior chain and lower back, these will get the job done. They'll certainly get the job done. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys next time.